What's up, everyone? I'm here to review the Body Solid Biangular Home Gym. This is the EXM2750 model. There are newer models available. If you see this model on the marketplace or something like that for a little bit of nothing, this video is for you, okay? If you're just looking for that kind of research. Or even if you're looking at one of the newer models, there are newer models out there. I don't believe this one's still for sale new on the Body Solid website. But if you're looking for newer models, this video is also a testament to the older model's durability, so this video also might be for you. This is a higher end model, or I would classify it higher end. Body Solid, Hoist, brands like that, they tend to make a little better quality than the lower end models that are out there that operate on like one or two cables with just the chest fly. And those machines kind of are made with a little cheaper parts, a little janky. So I would highly recommend buying one of these used over one of those models new, and that's just my personal preference. All right, so let's break down this equipment a little bit. First thing we're going to get into is the footprint. The width of this machine is about 3.5 feet. All right, the length of this machine going forward is about 6 feet. All right, so it's a really good machine to fit into that tight space. If you don't have a lot of room to work out, if you don't have a large area, you're getting a whopping 200 pounds of weight out of this stack, which is a pretty good size plate stack for whatever you need to do. Some of you, beefier bodybuilders might max it out on the lat pull downs or things like that. But if you're like me and you're just operating on a home gym, just trying to stay fit, just trying to stay in shape, a 200-pound stack is all you're going to need, I promise. This stack also operates on a 2-to-1 ratio. And what that means is, if you're not familiar with ratios, 2-to-1 ratio means if you have a 10-pound plate, the pulley's going to pull it and it's going to feel like about 5 pounds. This is a good feeling 2-to-1 ratio. Some of the 2-to-1 ratios might feel a little tight, might feel a little heavy. I think they've put the weight of this plate stack in a good place to where it feels nice and smooth. So this machine comes with also a whopping 22 pulleys. It operates on a 22 pulley system with multiple cables. It operates on 6 different components, that being your chest press, your chest fly, your lat pull down, your crunch cable, your leg press, and whatever you want to do with this piece back here, whether it be curls or rows or anything else. This machine is also adjustable in multiple different places. All right, the front pad, the lower pad, it's very user-friendly, it's very size-friendly, it's very one-size-fits-all. Myself, I'm 5'11". I have no problem using this machine. My wife's about 5 foot tall. She has no problem using this machine. Let's get into a breakdown of all the exercises this machine can do. All right, first thing is the chest fly. Let me tell you, this chest fly is probably my favorite chest fly I've ever seen on a home gym like this. This chest fly is not attached to anything. It's one of the few that is its own component, and it feels super smooth. It's not attached to, you'll see some of the cheaper models don't have a chest fly on them at all, and some of the other models, even the high-end models, are attached to like the chest press and different things like that. This chest fly is its very own component. It's operated on its own cable, and it feels great. So next is going to be your chest press, which is honestly another pretty cool component of this machine because it tucks away back like this for storage, and when you're ready to use it, you can use it for flat. It all adjusts, incline, and even if you're creative enough, your shoulder press. And once again, it feels pretty smooth, doesn't feel tight, doesn't feel wobbly or janky when you get to it. It's a good chest press when you're ready to use it. This part's kind of out of the way. You got to come around to the rear of the machine for it. It fits its purpose well. You can do your curls, you can do your rows, or whatever else you can find use of this cable with. Personally, that's the only thing that I use it for, which is, okay. The next component I'll talk about is the crunch cable. You won't find yourself doing many other exercises with this. It doesn't operate on a long cable. It gives you just enough cable to do a crunch with, and that's about it. I've tried to do face pulls and a couple other things. Kind of a little stiff there, but it's kind of like a bonus function to this machine anyway, so it's there if you want it. Now let's talk about what I like in this machine. So the first thing I'll get into is versatility. This machine is versatile with a capital V. I'm still figuring out ways to use this machine. Next thing I like about this machine is its sturdiness. This machine feels like you're using a quality machine. I dare say it feels like you're using a commercial machine. The pads are extremely sturdy on it. I haven't seen a whole lot of these machines with wear on the pads. The grips on these machines are also fantastic. They don't feel like cheap grips that are gonna break down over time, nor have they. Like I said, I'm the second owner of this machine. I bought this machine used. These grips were in great condition when I got it, and a year later they're still holding up. Kind of beating a dead horse with this one, but the smoothness of this cable I can't express enough. All these components, to have as many pulleys as they do and to operate on as many components as they do, all of these components feel so smooth with this weight stack. Another horse I'll beat to death is this chest fly. I cannot rave enough about this chest fly. It's the best chest fly I've ever used on one of these home gyms, and honestly, it's kind of a luxury on a home gym to have the chest fly. Another thing I love about this machine, which I touched on earlier, I told you I'd touch on more, is the small footprint of this machine. So standing at 3.5 by 6 foot, this machine has an extremely tiny footprint and can fit into a lot of tight areas. And this is a lot of exercises. If you have a small space and need something to work out with on many different levels, this is your guy right here. So now we're going to do the wobble test. I'm going to push on this machine and show you how much it wobbles. All right, so yes, it does wobble, but you also got to keep in mind, I don't think I've ever seen one of these home gyms that doesn't have a wobble to it. It handles all its components well. And when you put a lot of different metal pieces, metal pulleys, different components, different cables, and bolt it all together, it's going to have a wobble. It's just how it is. But this one handles it very well. Don't let that fool you. It is going to wobble over time. I have seen some people put little spacers in between the gaps in different parts of the floor to make it a little more sturdy. So don't let that, discourage you too much. I will say one thing I also don't like, and this is going back to the wobble, the front piece on the floor. It's a little flat plate. It tends to bow up a little bit over time. I've tried to hammer it down with a rubber hammer or whatever. Doesn't really work. It's just one of those things that happens over time. Once again, I've had this machine, or this machine's been in use for many, many years and has been abused. So you're going to have things like that over time. One of my few dislikes of this machine, and some of these are just going to be me being petty at this point, just because I have to put things in these videos that I dislike about these machines. So if I have to put anything that I dislike about this machine in this video, it's going to be these leg pads. These leg pads are foam leg pads, and any machine that I use is always going to get a ding for foam pads. These foam leg pads tend to dry rot over time. They don't feel good on your legs, and you just see them a lot on cheaper machines, and I'm really surprised that they went with these foam leg pads. They really should have been leather. But with that being said, I've never changed these leg pads, and they're not breaking down. They're not tearing like I see a lot of the other cheaper ones do. So I can't knock them too much for it. But I will say I was surprised to see these leg pads used on this machine. I will say the new ones they have online do have these leather pads, and they have corrected this mistake. Another thing I don't like about this machine, and again, this is just me being petty, is they don't have the actual weight listed on the plates. They have this 1 through 20 number system, and I get it, it's pretty easy math to do in your head, but it just kind of bothers me. I like visibly seeing the amount of weight that I'm doing on the stack. But once again, that's just me being really picky here. Another one of my dislikes of this machine is this cable back here for the curls and the rows is in the back. It's kind of out of the way just for me, and once again, these are my personal preferences. I kind of don't find myself using it a whole lot. I think that I'm not the only person with this opinion in mind, because on the newer models, Body Solid has corrected this, and they've put it in the front, right in front of your leg press. So, all right, so in conclusion, like I said, this is a fantastic machine with not many drawbacks. I'm still finding ways to use this machine. As you can see, there's a great link that I'm going to add down below that's for you to see all these exercises broken down. It's another channel. He has a great video on it, so I'm going to leave that link for you. I'm still going to continue to use it and probably won't let it go unless I get an upgrade on a newer Body Solid. Honestly, I like this machine that much. So if you're debating on buying one, whether it be an older model like this or whether it be a newer model, go ahead and do it. It's a great machine. Concerns or questions or anything like that, please leave down in the comments. I'll be happy to get back to you related to this machine. Or if you have a question on any other machine you see in my gym, which we are going to get to, go ahead and comment down below on things you'd like to see reviewed or questions you have about other machines that you see that I have. I'll be more than happy to answer it. Just like every other YouTuber in the world says, make sure you subscribe. It means a lot. We're just starting this channel. So make sure you subscribe. If you like the video, like the video. It's more important now than ever. Thank you.